welcome back to the Nal Hutta Gambit actual play Star Wars RPG podcast. I'm your host and game master, Aaron Steele. As you are all aware, I just want to do a little update here since we're 20 episodes deep. First of all, thank you for everyone who's actively listening every week. It's really nice to see those viewership numbers come in. It's one of the things that we love the most about this podcast is not only are people interested in listening to us, they're actually people that want to listen to us more. And we are still on a weekly release schedule for the time being. We still have a bit of our backlog to go through, and as we get caught up with that, we might slow down releases if I don't figure out some other sort of Star Wars project to get up here. Potential spoiler alert right there. And for those of you that are unaware of this, in addition to this being a podcast, we also post our episodes up on our YouTube channel. And if we get to 100 subscribers, we will be able to have a proper URL link for that. Right now, it's just a bunch of letters and numbers, and that just really breaks my heart. So I could recite that out to you now, or you could go over to the Star Wars RPG subreddit at rswrpg and check out our weekly posts there. I leave a link in the comments. But in the future, you might be hearing more of these little introductions, or I may put them at the end or put them in the middle. I don't know, but you're going to hear more of my voice, whether you like it or not. Anyway, without further ado, on with the episode. So we are going to begin tonight's session by rolling some Destiny dice.
For some Destiny!
I have a bad feeling about this.
Laird rolled 2 light side points.
Grix rolled 1 dark side point.
GM has rolled a dark side point.
KO has rolled 1 light side.
Berkin has rolled 2 light side points.
Very good. So our Destiny die pool today is 5 light side to 2 dark side. Not too bad for you guys. So with that out of the way, we are starting today with we need some sort of conference room or business room. I don't believe the stab room quite covers this. So where would your group go to have a conversation about the mission or about anything to do with the ship or the Horizon Intelligence and Transportation Company?
We perhaps have this conversation in the airlock.
Airlock huddle, no assholes.
Just in case the assholes can come.
So all of you and the assholes in the airlock.
Okay, I got it. I got the name of that place though when we're ready.
All right.
Here's the thing, Aaron. KO would be okay.
That is true.
Okay, don't they have like helmets and they can maybe survive in space and we're all helmetless?
No, the Stormtrooper helmets do not function in a vacuum.
Okay, good.
I like some filtration,
filter.
But yeah.
So you have a name for this room, this meeting or conference room, whatever you want to call it?
I thought the stab room was our...
Oh, yes, yeah, it is the surveillance tracking and briefing
more
room.
along the lines
Okay.
of our ready room. Do we need something to have where we bring in like people to negotiate stuff with?
Yeah, if we had like a...
Like somewhere to bring in people that are prospective customers.
Clients
Sure.
or something?
yeah, like an
Okay.
amenity space.
Is there a synonym for room or conference room that starts with the letter M? Because we could do like a meeting and introduction mezzanine or something and do the word MAME.
Got it.
Oh, I like that.
That's pretty good.
Conferencing onboard notaries room.
What's notaries?
Notaries, notable people. Important people.
Notables.
And like a notary, like a lawyer.
I dig it. I think notaries is good
Notables is good. Or
because it makes me feel like we've got a sleazy lawyer who hangs out so that we make sure we get paid. He's like, yeah, you got to sign this contract here for the payments and blah, blah, blah. And that's really what we're discussing.
Yep.
I don't know. A notary is a person authorized to perform legal formalities, especially drawing up or certifying contracts, deeds, and other documents.
So that's the room where our agreements with clients gets notarized.
we can do the negotiations and stuff in there, and then that's where they do all the paperwork and signing and everything. I like it.
I mean, it feels to me like we're going to get into a new it's a new deal time with these folks, right? Time for a new deal.
Yeah, you're renegotiating the contract. This is the perfect time to use the con room.
Okay, when you say it in a sentence, it's perfect.
Excellent. So, then we're going to start today's session off in the conferencing on board notary's room. What do you think the con room looks like, gentlemen?
Oh, I think it's wooden.
You think of lawyers, you think of that old, highly varnished wood.
Yeah, and there's a large conference table in there, and there's a huge emblem of our company right in the middle, all polished, shiny.
Say like a huge single piece table and maybe some bookshelves with law books and stuff lining the walls, make it look a little official and smart.
Of Kashyyykian tree wood?
I'm just thinking of what it's made of.
Yeah, something a little exotic would be cool.
Yeah, this is the room where we impress our clientele. So
the Warshire wood.
That's the one.
What's it called?
Warshire?
That's just it. It's just a type of wood harvested from the Warshire trees of Kashyyyk. It was used as an expensive flooring. Someone's flagship had flooring made out of it. It was used to make Maz Kanata's box of curiosities from Force Awakens.
Oh, good Easter egg. But yeah, a nice wooden aesthetic interior, whether it's a laminate wood or real wood, who knows, who's to say. I think in the corner away from the table, there's like one of those, like a tiny little desk droid that is typing out the notes of the meeting or whatever that position is called.
The stenographer or whatever?
Yeah, stenographer. There's a little droid that just records the meeting.
I think that maybe kind of on a pedestal at the back of the room, like under like a very nice glass dome, there's like the crest of the river's edge. You know how each ship would have like a crest kind of in the command room or whatever.
What if it's just like the chunk of metal that said River's Edge on it?
Yeah, like a plaque, like a placard or whatever that was in the ship that said the River's Edge, and we've got it kind of like set up centrally at the back of the room in homage to the fact that the River's Edge is technically no more and is a part of the ship.
And right next to it, there's one for the Gilded Peacock.
That sounds classy as fuck. I'm into it.
Yeah. So the stenographer droid will be named T1P3R. Any kind of droid do you think he is? He's a small droid, obviously.
What if he kind of looked like bug-like? He had a whole bunch of maybe like 6 legs or something, so he could like sit at a typing interface and type a whole bunch.
Oh, that's nice. I like that. Like a little grasshopper droid or something.
Yeah.
I like it.
That's awesome. He communicates in clicks and beeps. When he communicates, it sounds like there's a typewriter going.
Yeah, a little ticker tape comes out. Yeah. You have to wait for him to speak.
Old school 1970s. Tick, 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 ding, tick, 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 ding. What else is in this room other than a whole bunch of wood, some plaques honoring some long gone ships, and a grasshopper stenographer droid? Fish tank.
Yeah, and like a dark synth leather couch or something.
Love it. So that, my friends, is the con room. And this evening or this afternoon, you all find yourselves sitting around the con table in the con room, and you are hashing out a new deal with Tamira Real and Hasdan Vicious. Also in the room, there is Zatuza. This is his sort of dealings. He's one of the ones that negotiates all of the jobs and finds all the jobs for you. But other than that, it is just the 4 of you, Zatuza, and the 2 would-be stormtroopers.
And is this directly following the events that occurred downstairs?
Yeah. It's about like 15 or so minutes after.
Did they come willingly, or did we have to like encourage them by prodding them with their guns?
They came willingly because at the end of last session, Tamira said, yes, it does look like we'll be renegotiating our arrangement.
Yeah. And Lurd is still drunk then.
Yeah, definitely. Maybe still has a drink or that 6-pack in his hand.
Yeah, he took one for the road, his last one, as we headed up to the con room.
Love it. So you're all sitting around the table in your respective seats, maybe for the first time ever. Seriously, anyway. Zatuza is just fluttering into the room, and he addresses everyone and says, "Okay, thank you for coming. It seems that there is some renegotiations to happen. I guess my first question is, why are we renegotiating?"
Well, it would appear we are no longer transporting calf, but rather some rather interesting artifacts.
We're not transporting calf, but we're transporting else. Does this matter?
They lied to us.
Okay.
I'm sure what we're transporting now is much more valuable than what they previously told us. Therefore, there's an added risk involved.
Look, we were already shot at on the planet, and now we find out that we're not transporting calf. We're transporting something else.
And now we know why we were shot at.
Yes.
So it stands to reason that this is definitely worth a little bit more.
Yes. While I can surely agree with you that we did deceive you on what was in the box, it was with good reason, and it does entitle you to a certain amount of hazard pay, I would say, as the details could be a little worse than we may have held back some of the details about the cargo and just exactly the it could be dangerous to transport the cargo is what we're saying. So yes, you are certainly entitled to hazard pay, and I have no problem with that. Just bear in mind that myself and Hasden, we do not currently possess a lot of credits. We have the remaining 7,500 credits that we were going to deliver to you upon arrival at Ryloth, and we only have about an extra 5,000, which we were saving for expenditures and unforeseen sort of things. So before we really get into the negotiation, I would say that anything we come to an agreement on would come from the share of the profits after we sell these two items, which I haven't told you are artifacts yet. So yes, that is what I would like to say.
And why did you lie about being stormtroopers?
Because it was sometimes you gotta say things to get what Hasden is trying to say is that we lied to you because frankly there is a certain power in ignorance, being able to deny who we are and what we're doing and what we're transporting is of great benefit to both yourselves, to all of you, your company, and to us as well.
So who are we really taking these relics to?
Well, it's true that we are going to Ryloth, right, Tam? We're going to Ryloth. Yes, we're going to Ryloth. We're going to Ryloth. We have a buyer. I don't have their name. I have very little information on it. It was brokered through numerous different safe channels. So I'm hoping this buyer is both serious and reliable. And it's the only one we got right now. They're willing to pay us, provided they're what this person believes they are, I guess. Even I'm not sure what these are.
May I see the pyramid one for a moment? Yeah, hold it.
You want to hold it?
I'm very curious about it. It's interesting to me. It seems to be exuding some sort of effect. Can you not feel it?
I feel nothing. I see swirling patterns on it, but I don't feel anything from it.
Well,
I feel things from it. Occasionally it moves a stirring inside of me when I look at it. Sometimes I like to turn the light off and just stare at it and watch all the patterns, and sometimes it soothes me off to sleep.
Listen, Hasden, I'm sure this is not some sort of space lava lamp, but this thing intrigues me. I feel like I should spend just a few minutes with it. I'm not leaving the room or anything. Don't worry about that. I just want to hold it for a moment.
I suppose if we're negotiating on this, you should see exactly what it is that you're transporting. Hasden, if you could please put the items on the table. And Hasden picks up the box from between his legs on the ground, places it on the table, and unpacks the two items: the medallion with the strange-looking symbol on it that looks kind of like a Y, and the pyramid with glowing, swirling patterns on it. And then he puts the lid back on the box and places the box back on the floor and sits back down. Well, there they are. And Hasden begins to drift off in the swirling patterns of the pyramid.
Yeah, I reach down for it and I hold it kind of pinched between the fingers in my hand, kind of hold it up close to my face, and I squint into it.
Okay. You do feel some strangeness about this pyramid. As I said previously, there is an aura about it, a slightly ominous aura. It feels like a sense of foreboding, and it instills a feeling of needing to escape within you.
You're telling me that I've got a bad feeling about this?
I mean, I guess if you want to say those particular words for some reason, yes, you might say you have a bad feeling about it.
Laird's going to watch. He's going to watch all that happen. He's going to reach out for the coin and grasp it in his hand and just kind of give it that drunken 1,000-yard stare and determine what it's all about.
It's a fairly large coin. It's about 2 inches in diameter. It's fairly heavy. You know, there is a strange-looking pattern on the one side, and on the opposite side, there's a very tiny black stone set into the metal. But otherwise, it feels like a black gemstone. To remind those that are force sensitive, there is only ominous feelings coming off of the pyramid. You have no sense about the small coin.
Until we try to infuse the crystal on the other side with force power.
When these guys pick up the objects from the table, Grix's intention is to now jump in and discuss with Tamira. He wants to buy some time, make a short distraction so these guys can look at the things. Okay. So Grix is like, I don't know, Zatuza feels like their buyer. There's a lot of hope behind this buyer being serious and reliable. I think probably a deal upwards of 70-30 is probably fair, I think, for the delivery of these objects. Seems about fair business. What do you think, Zatuza Moon?
Thank you for reminding the audience about my last name. It has been a while since anyone called me Mr. Moon, but in all seriousness, I think 70-30 split is certainly sufficient for delivery of these items to Ryloth. So
70% for Horizon, 30% for the party here is what I intended. After all, the not troopers here have proposed profit sharing on the sale of this item as respected payment for the additional danger pay for the job.
70%. 70%. You think 70%. That's you being serious.
The 4 ways.
You did propose profit sharing on the sale of this object to a hopefully serious and reliable buyer, which sounds extremely risky to myself and to my fellow business associates.
We could always take 100%.
We are already securing you with 15,000 credits. 15,000 credits plus an additional 70% of the sale.
Well, you're telling me a mere moment ago that you do not know the actual value or even the intention or what the purpose of these objects are. So it feels to me like we are taking a severe risk out of your perhaps less capable hands in this scenario. Thus, a higher profit share on our organization's part seems fair from my point of view. 70-30 stands.
Berkin, well, staring at this object in his hands, he calls out, "Who did you get this from?"
She hears that question over the what is quickly becoming an argument between her and Grix, and she stops, sighs, and quickly shifts her gaze to you, Berkin. And she says, "I did not get it from anyone. I unearthed it myself. I simply just did not return it to the people that I was supposed to return it to." Now, 70% is far too much.
We're dealing with stolen merchandise.
Imperial stolen merchandise.
I don't think this is Imperial, Grix. This is far, far too old to be Imperial. And as I say that, I want to concentrate I don't even know how to do this. How do I concentrate my will on it?
Just
my
like
force.
that. You focus
Force
your
will.
attention on it. You reach out with the force.
So you want to tap into this thing with the force? Yeah, that's what you're doing.
I feel that because there's an aura around it that only certain few people of us can feel, that it warrants me reaching out with the force. I think that is a thing that Berkin would do.
I believe it. Okay, so you do just that. Can you give me a discipline check, please?
I'm going to boost that with a flip it.
Yep. Throw your force rating in there, please.
Okay, and what's the difficulty?
The difficulty, sir, is going to be hard. However, you're going to have 1 red and 2 purples.
Okay.
You can take a setback die because this is a object of unknown origin, and what you're doing poses a little bit of a risk.
I'm sorry, you want me to add a setback die to this as well?
Yeah, bro.
So 2 purples, a red, and a setback die versus my discipline.
I mean, you're a force user. Your discipline should be really good, right?
No.
Well, those are rookie numbers. You got to pump those numbers, bro.
That was the most pro gamer thing I've heard all day.
That, motherfucker, would be 3 successes, 5 threats, and 2 dark side points, which I think is appropriate.
That is beautiful. Okay. Yeah, you succeed. You reach out to this pyramid-shaped object with the force. You just skim the surface of it. It feels like you're about to open a door. And on the other side of the door, you know there is all of the power of a flooding river. And you know that once you open the door, you're going to be sucked into the river. You don't know where it's going to take you, but you know that it will be bad. Do you still choose to open this door?
I think with 5 threats, I am all in. There's no compunction about being safe or anything like that. I'm going in there.
Plus the dark side you rolled.
Yeah, and the dark side as well. There's no safety net. I've never done this before, so I don't think maybe reaching out tentatively or just kind of caressing the surface or whatever, however you want to look at it. I don't think that's the thing.
Definitely caress it.
I think I just yeah. I open the elevator doors and jump in regardless of whether there's a car there.
Excellent.
When does Luke say, he's like, you went straight to the dark side?
Went straight to the dark side.
Didn't even hesitate.
Okay.
So
yeah.
is there some sort of physical thing that happens?
Your eyes go red. You start, shooting lightning out of your fingertips.
Or I get thrown to the side of the room, or the thing hovers on the palm of my hand.
Like Emperor Palpatine pops out of the top like a little hologram, starts talking to you.
No. Somehow I have returned.
Almost maybe
You
spit
have
the drink
accessed
out.
my diary.
Somehow
Palpatine returned.
Great writing.
That was a good bit.
Okay, so anyway, you open the door, you get sucked into this metaphorical rushing river of darkness. And on the outside, in the real world, Berkin's physical body, back with Berkin's physical body, everyone at the table can notice this. Berkin's eyes turn black, and he turns into a limp ragdoll and flops either backwards into his chair or forwards onto the table, depending on how he was sitting. And he goes unconscious for a little while.
Yeah, I think I'm just kind of staring at it, cock my head to the side like I'm found something interesting, and then immediately fall forward onto the table.
Yeah, so that happens. Everyone's quite aware of it. Tamira sees it and says, okay, that has never happened before. Is he okay?
KO will hurry to Berkin's side to check on him, check his vitals.
Okay. You check him out. His heart rate is racing a little bit. However, it's not abnormal. And other than that...
Did he physically touch the object?
It sounded like he did.
Yeah, he was holding it up, looking at it.
Okay. All right. Is he still holding it?
It might be loosely in his hands.
If he's still connected to it, I will try to take it from him so that he is not, if it's doing something to him.
Okay. Yeah, you can take it out of his possession, no problem. He is no longer physically attached, but he is definitely still spiritually attached.
I've got a note from last session. KO definitely felt like immediate dark side power when he saw that object.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, KO knows what its deal is.
Yeah, Berkin should have as well, but it's fine.
Well, no,
that's not how
No,
Berkin
didn't
feels
see it though.
about.
It got put in the box before Berkin got there.
Why did he call it a pyramid, man?
Yeah, I didn't want to call.
Oh shit! I thought I had seen it.
No, I glossed over it. I don't give a shit.
We glossed over it completely at that point, so yeah, I wasn't gonna.
Or maybe it was KO who said that it was a pyramid. I can't recall now.
It's cool.
It's
Somebody
fine.
did. I'm sure it was fine.
It is perfectly fine.
Okay, well here, hold on.
No.
How did I say it? Can I see the artifact? Let's cut that and paste it in the beginning.
We don't know there was an artifact either. You don't know what it is. You have no idea, man.
Hold on. Let me get a clean cut of this thing. There. Now you can use that and just cut out the pyramid and put that
great.
in.
I think all we confirmed is that you like we can feel like after they fell out and were revealed, we can now feel the whatever from the box. Like we can sense that there is a force presence in there.
Yeah.
So you would have picked up on that.
So yeah, no. KO, he's unconscious. His heart is racing a little bit. All of his other vitals seem to be perfectly fine, though. But I assume this is something you're going to continue to monitor.
Yeah, I'll kind of just lay him out on the floor there, and I don't know if there's any pillows or anything. I'll get a pillow for his head, and then I'll just place the item back on the table for now.
I'm sure he'll be fine. It just has to get over his experience.
Like that's never happened before. I've touched it plenty of times. Hasden, I mean, you heard him. He stares at it every night. This has never happened.
See, this is why we are telling you this is more involved than what you led us to believe. No idea what you're dealing with here.
And you do?
We have some idea.
Tell me what we're dealing with then.
70-30?
50-50. That's my best and final offer on that.
Theo looks over to Grix.
No way, man. You have no idea what you got on your hands here. I think, Zatuza, what do you think? 69.3.
69.3.
If you want to know what that thing is, it looks pretty hardcore. Looks like I wouldn't want to be anywhere near that thing.
I have a better point. You want to know what that is? Do you guys want to know what that is?
Grix looks at KO, looks back to Tamira. KO knows exactly what that is. It's dangerous.
KO nods his head, like knowingly, like
You could tell me what it is.
Is Lurd still drunk?
Yep.
Yeah.
Do we all look over at Lurd like, the dude?
Where's the pyramid right now? Is KO holding on to it?
No, I put it back on the table.
He's going to take the medallion and touch it to the pyramid expectantly, despite them probably riding in the same box together.
How big is the explosion?
You touch the coin to the pyramid, and yeah, that's all that happens there. Nothing happens. It just makes a little ting sound, and that's it.
I turn the coin over a couple times and I'll put it back down on the table. All right, good.
Okay, things are getting a little weird here. We're gonna break the air here a little bit. So, knock.
Who's there?
Wookie.
Wookie who?
A Wookie. Hasden. Like looky. Like.
Grix quickly looks back after being distracted by this performance at Tamira.
Okay, seriously though, Tamira found that thing in dirt. She dug it up in the dirt on one of the planets we was on, and she found it in the dirt. But when we worked for Red Zed, Tamira would dig up all sorts of things from the dirt, and she would always make him look nice for them or whatever, and they would always take it, and sometimes the Empire would take him, and other times they would say, no, we don't need that, you can keep it. So she I'm telling the story wrong.
I think you're telling it right there, Hasden. I find it interesting that you sell to Imperials. Is your client Imperial again this time?
No, we don't sell to Imperials. Red Zed sells to Imperials, and we left once.
Full circle now.
I just liked unearthing these items. I just liked unearthing these ancient artifacts, I guess. That's just what I was in it for. There came to a point where I was no longer required. It came to a point where they got tired of hearing my, I guess, anti-imperial speech, and they tried to kill me.
Oh well, that's horrible. Attempts on your life.
I really enjoy digging in dirt. Thank you, Hasden.
All right, Tamir. It sounds to me like what you really were looking to purchase from Horizon Services was a bailout from a bad situation. We rescued you from your ex-employers, the Red Zed, and now you wish to take an object you found while working with them to sell, and we're all aboard with that process. But it sounds like you're really getting two services here for the same price. So I think the rate of 70-30 is a fair deal in this. You know what I said? I said a lower rate before. I said 69.3. I think that would be a fair rate. But I more than that, I think that you need a new home. And you've mentioned now that you have got skills in digging in dirt. Hasden seems to have enjoyed this facet of your time engagement. But I think there would be a home for you within Horizon should you potentially be interested upon your 70-30 agreement.
69.3.
69.3. Thank you, KL. That is indeed what I said. Upon the agreement, there would be a place for you within Horizon. I think we could use someone of your skills.
I'd be interested in knowing where you found these artifacts.
A job. Your Imperial security droid. I know what those are. I've seen them before. That's right. Your Imperial security droid just very recently said we would get 0% because they said.
I said it was an option.
And now you're offering us jobs.
We're offering you the other half of the 69.3% of the profits from this potentially unviable sale. And then you're getting a job with a reliable, trustworthy, hardworking organization that's willing to pay you to dig sometimes. Sounds like a pretty fair deal and a pretty impressive deal, I think.
60-40, you shelter me and Hasden from our ex-associates, and we consult with you on relics similar to these.
You'd have to remain on the ship.
Yes. Thus, you would be sheltering us from our ex-organization. So, yes, I guess we would live aboard the ship, have your protection, and officially not exist aboard in case they came looking for us.
Grix looks over at Zatuza, shrugs his shoulders, and a smile starts to appear on his face. Zatuza, I think this deal is getting somewhere that's a little more reasonable.
30% was what I thought we were getting, so...
I think that 60-40 is indeed an acceptable deal. Should you agree to those terms, we can provide you with shelter as well as quality work and employment.
Now, that was 60 for us, 40 for you, correct?
Yes, 60 for you, 40% for us.
So what's the deal then?
If that is agreeable with all of you, then she looks at Hasden, and Hasden's nodding at her while also staring at the pyramid that sits on the table.
Should we get Berkin's input on this first? And Keo looks over at the comatose Berkin.
Yeah, and those words ring throughout your subconscious, Berkin. Should we get Berkin's input on this? Should we get Berkin's input on this? So, Berkin, you get swept up in this wave of dark energy. You feel like you're surrounded by something that you can't escape. You feel like your entire body is being constrained and held in position. It's almost like you are floating down a river, and with the different swells of water there's different images that are vividly grilled into your head. In your subconscious, you can almost hear a voice. And the voice, while most of the words don't make a lot of sense, and most of it seems to be rambling, it's like a voice that you can hear in your head, but as if it's internal instead of external. The voice speaks in a pattern that indicates some sort of ancient theology. The voice speaks about uniting the galaxy through purging the light and the dark and leaving a never-ending calm in its wake, and how people would finally find peace after the cleansing. Aside from that, you have visions of this event. You see people dying in mass, rows and rows of people falling over, crumpling to the ground. And these visions repeat themselves a few times until you can hear deep in your subconscious KO and those words repeating over and over in your head until you're slowly awakened, KO standing over top of you, looking down at you and monitoring your vitals.
Did you move me to the floor or something?
I did. And I got you a pillow.
Oh, okay.
Because he's nice like that.
Still have my mask on, right?
You did not attempt to perform any kind of emergency resuscitation, so yes.
Yeah, also he's got no air in his body.
It's like a gravelly, like 60-40 as he stirs.
No, but I think what's going to happen is I'm going to like sit straight up, get like 90 degrees, sit straight up off the floor.
Okay. So Berkin just sat up, everyone. He seems to be conscious now.
What's going on? What happened to me? Was that just a dream?
You stared too intensely at it. Sometimes I pass out from looking at it too.
No. This thing there's something wrong about this thing.
That has never happened before, Berkin. I just want to say that. That's a new piece of information that I'm getting right now. Okay? Are you okay?
I don't know. Something happened to me. I saw something. I need to think about this. And I look over toward the object again. Don't think that whoever wants to buy this thing should actually have it. It's not good. There's something off about it. There was a vision and it made me say things that I didn't want to say. It talked about genocide. It talked about purging and purification. This thing is evil. It's whoever's willing to pay that kind of money for something so blatantly evil. I don't think it's a good idea that they receive this. Deal's off. But we're not taking it to the Ryloth.
Whoa. Hold on. Let's take a brief hiatus here.
No,
brief hiatus.
This is an evil thing. Can you not feel it?
Quickly, someone make him touch the pyramid again.
I don't sense anything necessarily evil from it. I sense power and intent, but nothing outwardly evil.
Yeah, and what exactly kind of intent do you feel, Gale?
Order, unity, and after a fashion, some form of peace?
No. And I very hesitantly pick it back up off of the table, and I gesture toward KO to hold it.
Okay, I was going to pick that shit up then.
Hey, Lord, do you have any beer left? Lord, wake up.
Oh. Do I have any what left? Sorry.
The beer.
Oh, no. Just ran out a little while ago.
Grix will walk over to the cocktail bar part of the office here. The con room has a small stash.
Maybe I could grab that pyramid for a sec, have a little nap.
Is anyone using the pyramid right now?
Look, comrades. We just gotta sell this item, and then you can do whatever you want after we get the creds. I know it's maybe not immoral, but if you think this object is dangerous and shouldn't be in their hands, then maybe we just reclaim this after we get those credits.
Laird is listening to the voice and his head slowly starts drooping. It's very calming.
Berkin still holding the pyramid, places the pyramid onto the table again and takes a couple of steps back, holding his hands out.
Anyway, so is Berkin gonna? Are you really gonna like say we shouldn't do this anymore? So what's the suggestion then? Do we just cancel the job?
Definitely not. We've got to get this cred, and we're gonna get a new indentured employee.
What if we double cross the buyers and take their money and then take the objects once we're done?
That's a good point you make, KO. What if we did that?
I mean, or we could see who the buyers are and see what type of person they are, and maybe investigate their backgrounds and then decide whether or not they are, I guess, trustworthy. I don't really understand what the problem is exactly, but
I like that idea. Then we can find out how rich they are and tell them how much they're paying for these things.
We could negotiate another new arrangement.
Yes, precisely.
Either way, I don't like the idea of calling this off. I suppose if you want, you can still drop us off on planet. We will give you the remaining 7,500 credits, go our separate ways, and then when we get the payday for these things, we can send the credits your way.
Tamira, you know it's a better deal if you stick with us. You get total net zero cost to your current endeavors, and you're gonna get a future profit here. And you're gonna think of this deal. We're gonna shelter you. We're gonna protect you from this gang that you fled, who is definitely out for your blood.
Well, the gang, yeah, Red Zed and the Empire, they're both after us.
Oh, okay. So pro-Empire, but now the Empire's after you. When is your story going to end, Tamira? What's the real story here? What's actually happening? Tell us really what we're getting into.
Oh, I told you, I'm not pro-Empire. I'm pro-digging in dirt. And she looks at Hasden.
Exactly. And we have a prime interest in dirt digging here at Horizon. And you would fit right into the family.
That is all fine. The agreement as per we set before your friend woke up is fine.
Very good. We're all agreed, gentlemen. So we go to Ryloth. We find out who is this buyer. What are their intentions? Are we all in agreement? Grix looks around the room.
I walk up to Tamira and I put both of my I put my hands on her shoulders. Who is this buyer?
As I said, I don't know anything about the buyers. I can say as well as I can that he should be reliable. I went through all the proper channels. I had to pull a lot of strings to find an appropriate buyer. I don't know what their interest is in these items. Apparently, there's more to them than it appears, but I can't say for certain.
All right. Well, why don't you and Hasden retire to the eavesdrop? Well, the rest of us confer in the stab room. Right? It sounds like we've made an agreement here, correct? We can move forward, right?
The stab room?
It's what we call the room. We're just going to talk about it a little bit more. Don't worry about the name.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's an acronym, strategic. It takes a while. Don't worry about it.
It's a whole thing.
Okay.
Are we making it so that everybody else looks at it oddly, or is it like everybody just kind of rolls with it?
I don't know. There's got to be like a pamphlet or something. We can point it out. Like it's part of their. When they board the ship, they get a little like map.
Yeah, when you look at the map, it's just like a bunch of really strange sounding rooms. Stab room, room.
Yeah, there'd be like a little write up beside each one. Like this area is for blah blah blah. We use it for conferencing and negotiations.
I love it.
Should we leave the objects here so that we could perhaps investigate them a bit more before we sell them?
I don't see why not, KO. That seems like a valid request.
I believe Hasden would agree with me if we are joining your crew. I guess if you're if you're going to be protecting us from our former employers, I mean, I suppose that's fine.
Wait, what?
We're all in the same family now, Tamira. We're all in it to win it.
What is going on?
How much did we agree on before? While poor Berkin was incapacitated.
You missed it out. You missed out on this, Berkin. So long story short, 60-40 split. You get the 60. You also, I guess, house and shelter us and protect us from our previous ties, that being Red Zed and the Empire, and also, and yes, I suppose a consultant job, or a job as a consultant for you, fine people.
All right, well, that catches me up. So, yeah, why don't you retire to the eavesdrop? And we are going to just have a little discussion amongst ourselves. That's all. Nothing to be concerned about. And as such, because you are technically part of the crew now, the objects are also... Do you mind if we just take them up with us? I promise they're not going to leave the ship or anything like that.
We intend to sell them, so of course we wouldn't take them anywhere.
Since we've come to an arrangement and agreement, and as we are crew, I believe it is fine, yeah. Oh, do I have to go? Because I would rather just stare at the pretty little nightlight.
Oh, I'm sure we'll find a different pretty nightlight for you to look at while you sleep, Hasden.
Yes, why don't you go talk to Ms. Tillo? I'm sure she can arrange a different light setting in your room.
The next time you see JC Tillo, she's going to be like, I never want to talk to him again. Please don't ever send him to me again. My God, why would you send him to me?
He wanted a light that it was like that one in that other room that he was in. Kind of like the one that was in...
Hasden, Tilly says she really likes you, and I think you should keep hitting on her.
And suddenly KO's like, in his droid brain, I'm going to send Hasden to see her all the time.
But yes, he would totally fuck with Tilly like that.
Well, I guess if you're going to get me a new light, but the new nightlight better be at least as good as that nightlight.
Yeah.
Okay?
As he's saying that, I'm like pushing them out the door.
Put that in the agreement as well. It's my... He hasn't had a drink yet.
No, I mean like for having stared into an evil object, on a daily basis, being mesmerized by it.
I mean, he seems fine.
Oh, he seems fine.
Yeah, he seems fine.
Motherfucker's gonna murder us in our sleep. You watch.
All right, as they go out of the room, Grix is like, you catch that T1, let's put it in the agreement. We'll add a better nightlight for Hasden, our new employee.
I was going to say, as I'm pushing them out, I turn around to look at everybody and mouth the words stab room. But I realized you can't see my mouth. So,
yep.
So I take them out and I go, I'm going to take them to the eavesdrop. I'll meet you all in the stab room in 5 minutes.
I think it's safe to say Grix would then, he would relocate to the stab room, but probably also get some calf. I think it's pretty late at this point, and he would be looking forward to preparations for arrival to Ryloth.
Sounds good. So the 2 new recruits are brought up to the eavesdrop to, relax for the night, I guess, leaving the rest of you to your own devices.
So now they left the artifacts or the items behind, right?
Yes.
We then basically they're ours at this point.
We're taking off to the stab room.
But they're more or less our items at this point. We've agreed to sell them on behalf of the group, giving the other 240, but they're ours. So,
yep.
If we change the deal at some point or make different arrangements.
In the event that you guys give them their credits from the...
Yeah, I was just thinking that. I mean, so long as they got their money, I mean, it shouldn't really matter to them, should it?
Yeah, it's the deal. That's the deal.
It's the deal.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, they cover their costs and they get some bonuses out of it.
I'll save my next bit for when we actually talk about it in game. In the stab room.
In the stab room.
Yeah, KO will take the artifacts or the items and put them back in the box. Actually, wait, should we have somebody else? I don't know. You know what? Never mind. I said it. So KO will pick up the items and put them in the box.
Yeah, you're fine. You're fine, KO. You get that. You still get that feeling. It's maybe a little worse because you're holding it, but you're okay.
Worse or better?
Worse or better, depending on your viewpoint. Arguably worse though, because dark side pulls in a particular direction. But
All right, so yeah, put them back in the box, and so that we don't have any further incidents right now.
Yeah, I also radio. I comm in. What's her face?
Oh wait, no, it's okay.
Who do you think I was talking about?
JC.
I mean, she should be here too.
Ew, no.
No. She's not in this fucking meeting.
No, but freaking
Master.
Grix's partner.
You thinking about Tally?
Tally.
Yeah, she's gonna tell us to. All right, never mind.
I mean, if you want to do evil things, do evil things. But if you want to have a voice of reason, Tally could be a good voice of reason.
I think it's a good idea. Just calm Tally to come join you.
Yeah, it's fine. Okay, I just think she's gonna harsh the buzz. Oh, we shouldn't sell these items. They're evil.
No, we definitely have to sell these. That's 60%. If that's going to put a brand. I looking at this part the other day. All right, the aft deflector shield was missing a certain capacitor, and I think that if we got a specific brand, it would really boost the rear defenses.
I absolutely agree, and a 60-40 split is a good bargain in this case.
For the love of all that's fucking holy, stop saying 60-40 splits. Holy shit.
It's not often you get a 60-40 split in a situation like this.
What's the big deal with saying 60-40 split?
We've said it like 1,000 times and it's driving Travis nuts.
Is there a problem referencing it as a 60 or as a 40 on when you're talking about someone's split of the 60-40 split? Travis, you there?
All right, so we go to the stab room, and somebody comms in Tally to join us as a somebody who has some experience with these types of things.
That seems like a pretty decent.
Does Tuesday Moon come with us so we can talk more about the 60-40 split at all?
Oh my god.
Okay.
I swear to God, if you call the episode the 60-40 split.
You just named the episode, man. It's perfect.
How is it not fucking happening? It's great. Okay.
Going to the stab room with
so we've all migrated. Yeah, we've all migrated to the stab room, right?
Lurd comes shambling into the stab room.
Oh yeah. Did you go and get some more drinks, Lurd?
I think I went and got a calf with Grix, and then I added a little something out of my flask.
Love it. So all four of you are going to the stab room and calling Tally up there?
Yep.
Are we including Zatuza? Because he was with us in the con room.
Are you going to ask Zatuza to come?
I think that's just a given.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
We're gonna be discussing business as well, so potentially double cross.
Then Zatuza will go and get Tally from engineering and meet you guys back up there about 5 minutes later in the stab room, and we'll pick it up from the stab room next session.
I wanted to interact with the Sith artifact, but I'm like, nah, we've already had one Forcey guy do it. I don't think we need to have another.
I would be willing to do it, of course. It's just, the table split.
Exactly. Let's do the same thing again, except with KO.
When we're talking about the table split, we want to make sure it's somewhere close to 50-50. Sometimes we have it near like a 60-40 split. Travis just disconnects. There he goes.
Oh my god. Yeah, Hasden has got no use. Like, he's so worthless. I mean, he's a good Pazak player,
man. He's a good guard.
I like Hasden. I like his rambling, non-answer comments to things. Oh, you see, the point of the thing is there that what we got to deal with here now. That you got to understand that what we got. No, and he slowly trails off.
Or you could do the radio show thing, and then Patrick, there's something I've always really wanted to ask you. And, I ask this to every guest that comes in on my show. And this is a real important thing. And occasionally some people, they say, well, not all people, just some people will ask them. But when I ask them, I'll sit down with them there in that chair and I'll say, Patrick, there's a certain thing that I need to understand, and what that thing is eventually going to, come around, and I'm going to say it eventually, but I'll never actually say it.
You've mastered that.
Wow.
And it sounds good coming from Hasden.